Wednesday Night Wars review of AEW Dynamite and WWE NXT.
Yeah, and it was pretty good. AEW was pretty awesome. So do you want to start off with that? Want to talk about the ratings between the two? It was
yeah, the ratings, both of them got 778,000.
Everybody was winners yesterday. Everybody was winners.
Everybody was a loser, depending on how you want to see it.
I want to say they did good. They did good. See, everybody enjoyed them.
This week, the marks won't be able to fight each other. At least they won't be able to use the ratings to fight each other.
Mm-mm.
But we do have to say that TNT had problems again, and some people were unable to actually see AEW.
There was a lot of people on Twitter that were saying, "Has anybody else seen the black screen? Is anybody from their feed?" So it was a lot hit or miss depending on where you're at.
So we don't know how that would have affected it.
Yeah, so unless it was fixed.
So I mean, honestly though, stop looking at ratings. Just enjoy the product. Stop choosing. This is not a team. It's not. This is not like football where you got to choose either the Cowboys or the Giants.
Beat up good people. No, It's a good time in wrestling. It's an exciting time in wrestling. It's you know what, competition brings out the best in everybody.
Yep.
So it's been a while since the big company WWE's had a really prominent competition, and everybody seems like they want to raise their game.
Yeah. So let's start off with Dynamite then.
Oh yeah. So we start off with Mr. Moxley, John Moxley coming in, and I mean, he's saying jobber, but he was a jobber, right?
Well, Alex Reynolds,
no,
he's been getting beat. This one was really fast. So
that wasn't the same guy in the Evil Uno and Dark Order thing, right? Was it?
Yeah.
Was it the same guy?
Yeah. So we'll get to him.
Sorry, I was just trying to figure it out now that you said his name. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he comes out. It was a quick match.
Quick squash match.
Yeah. Moxley looked great. Of course, comes through the crowd. Everybody's hyped. So it started off Dynamite on a big note, and then of course here comes out the Inner Circle, Mr. Chris Jericho, doing his thing. And it was basically an invite for Mox to join the Inner Circle, which was really funny to see him put the shirt over Moxley's shoulder, almost kind of like he was approaching a big animal, and he's like, but his face, he sold it really good. Mox isn't that, he's not really sure what he's going to do. We all know he's not. I mean, it was, but he did a good sell to kind of like, maybe, I'm pondering, maybe, but he's not. Yeah, if he did, it'd be a complete shocker to me.
And it would just be...
It wouldn't make any sense for him to do that.
It would be NWO-esque.
Yeah.
We don't want everybody to join the Inner Circle.
Yeah. And then we go into the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny coming out. That goes against Cody and QT, and it was their debut, right?
Yeah.
Debut match.
And the reason why Cody had QT was because Cody let MJF pick his partner, and MJF picked QT Marshall.
I think QT totally rose to the occasion. He did a couple of good spots.
Yeah.
He didn't look bad out there. I don't know if you guys caught his first match when he came out. That wasn't bad either. Who was he against? Was he against Brandon? No, he was.
No.
I forget who was.
It was on Dark.
It was on Dark, but his first match was also really good too. His story is really cool.
Quick background on QT. He's a wrestling trainer.
Mm-hmm.
And he had an injury. I think it was to his neck. So he thought his wrestling career was over. So he started doing some behind the scenes work in ROH, and that's how he met Cody and them, and he ended up working for AEW. So it's nice to see him back in the ring.
Definitely check their undeniable and undesirable spot on him if you haven't.
It was the second one.
Second one. So go back a little bit if you can and catch that. It was on YouTube, right? It was before dark. Yeah, I think so. Definitely catch that. Those spots are always great if you haven't seen them. They just did Big Swoles this week, and literal, if anybody out there deals with any type of chronic illness or things have health issues that stopped you, definitely check out her spot, because that was motivational. It's amazing to see what she's doing now, and it's just so glad she signed with AEW, and she looked great. We'll get into that though, because she fought. So then MJF comes out, cuts a promo. He wants to face Cody. He hits one of their grip guys, one of AEW's dudes that comes inside the ring, and they kiss my ring thing again. And
that's a Crossroads.
Which was better?
Because Cody Rhodes made fun out of his crossroads. So
it was pretty bad the first time he did it, but it looked pretty good.
Yeah. So MJF is brilliant on the mic. He hasn't wrestled that much in AEW, but he still comes off as a superstar just because of his promos. His promos are like Roddy Piper. Like
very confident.
Yeah, he's better than us, and we know it.
And we do know it. Yeah, it shows. So next one is what we were saying about the Dark Order. There's Alex Reynolds from the beginning. He's like in a hotel, and Dark Order is doing their whole subliminal message thing, and you're tired of winning, you're tired of losing. Sorry, you want to win, you're tired of losing. But yeah, so you don't know if Alex is gonna go for it. We're still going back to the BT. We don't know who pulled those tabs. There was a whole sheet, and people were pulling those tabs, and so it'd be interesting to see how that develops into the new year.
I like what they're doing with the Dark Order.
Really good repackaging in a very short time. It's more interesting. Their logo looks really cool. The little graphic comes out.
I think the thing about AEW that a lot of Americans don't seem to get is that they got a lot of what they're doing from New Japan. Their storylines are built long term. It's WWE has us so used to like Kevin Owens comes out, Seth Rollins hates him. A week later,
it's the same thing. They almost reiterate it.
Yeah, but they give you the storyline almost instantly. Like there's a pay-per-view, let's just get the storyline going straight to the pay-per-view. What AEW is doing is they're working long term. It feels like we're not gonna get a lot of the payoffs till months into 2020.
Yeah.
MJF said he's gonna fight Cody, but there's going to be a lot of stipulations. Yeah. So what does that mean?
When is that going to take place? Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting to see how they're really listening, like they say, they're listening to their fans. It was really smart for them to do this with the Dark Order. It makes them a lot more interesting. And I wasn't a fan of it in the beginning, but I'm starting to like their bits, the little promos in between stuff. They're, coming into it. Evil Uno's definitely in character on Twitter too, so that kind of helps too. But I'm interested. So they're making a believer out of me.
If you actually use the hashtag Join Dark Order, Evil Uno will send a personal message to you, which is really cool.
Yeah, especially if you want just a little pick me up, like, hey, wrestler saw me today. Yeah, that'd be really cool. But yeah, go on to next match was Big Swole. She went against Emi Sakura, which you really like Emi too.
Yeah, I like Emi, but she doesn't really translate well in American crowd. She's a veteran. She has a lot of skill, a lot of knowledge, but it's just AEW needs to really do something with their women's division. I mean, NXT is the top right now.
Yeah.
During this time, the Mia Yim Dakota Kai match was happening.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure if you break it down, more people were watching that than Big Swole and Emi Sakura. And it's a shame because
Big Swole put on a lot of good moves. She did her little James Brown shimmy that she did, which I totally loved. She's so energetic. She has a lot of energy when she comes out. That presence, you can tell she's going to be a superstar if they play it up right. Yeah. But there's just got to be a lot of different storylines. Even for the ones that don't speak English as the first language, they can definitely help. Like Nakazawa, like he knows English, but they still find ways to incorporate him more. Or like what I was telling you with Shida, like I don't know if you guys follow her on Twitter, but it's just amazing to watch her kind of integrate into like American culture. So she'll like eat different candies, try to use different appliances, putting stuff together. But it'd be really cool if they did like a storyline where she was like, I don't know, a samurai from a different time period. People are stretching for things like that, but it'd be cool to see her how she integrates into our time period because she seems so foreign with the things that she's seeing here. I don't know, I want to see more of them. I don't know
about time traveling.
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to do something with them because it feels like it's just that group of girls, And
but I think Shida does translate well to the American crowd because she gets huge pops. I just think they need to focus on Britt Baker, Penelope Ford. Like, you got to establish the women's division right now.
Who was the one that just got signed to?
Chris.
Yes, she's.
I think
I
think they're putting a
lot.
rocket. They're putting a rocket on her. She'll be. I mean, she's already going for the #1 contendership.
Yeah,
next
she's
week.
really amazing. She had a huge pop in Champagne.
Yeah.
And people were still torn. If you guys did catch it, she ended up beating Sheeta, and it was like a huge, like everybody was kind of surprised, but it wasn't like they were upset. But she just looked amazing, and then they had the whole Brandy Rhodes, bit that she came out and did. Yep. That's interesting too, and we'll get into that a little bit. But yeah, so then the next match, Hangman and Kenny going against Kip and Sean Spears, and of course this was going to be a good match.
Yeah. Sean Spears comes out, he looks to the side, Tully's not there, kind of shakes his head and walks into the ring, which sets it up for what happens later on in the match.
Yeah.
Hangman's not having any of it. He looks like he's done with the Elite. There was little spots where Kenny's trying to celebrate, and Hangman's just leaving him hanging, walking away. Yep. So it was really cool. Again, there's little hints, little body language that they put in there that tells a story. You really have to pay attention to what's going on with AEW. They're not just going to spoon feed you, which is why a lot of people get frustrated with them. But I think it makes for really good storytelling.
But at the same time, I think it also sets up for, if you really wanted to know more about their friendship, you can always go back and see some of their matches. I mean, I've always been advocate of the whole, like, everybody uses the internet to talk to people on Twitter or, to voice their opinion or be mean or bully people. How about we use it to go back and educate ourselves? Who is... the Elite? What is the relationship between Hangman and Kenny? If you're not familiar with these people, go back. I mean, you're not going to waste your time. And BT is hilarious, especially when they were Bullet Club and, they were in New Japan and Villain was there, You're not going to waste your time. You won't regret it if you don't really know these characters. Just, I didn't at one point, just not too long ago. So definitely, it's something to do. But going back to the match... So, it gets interrupted because then you see lights go out, right? And then you see Tully at the top of the ramp, and he's tied up. And, of course, who other than bad boy Joey Janela?
Yeah, with some really bad hair.
Yeah, everybody would say it was like Mugatu from Zoolander. And I couldn't grasp the aggressiveness when he had the bunny ears, But, I mean, I got it. He's payback to Sean Spears.
But again, long storytelling.
When is that going to pay off? You forgot that they had that incident, and then all of a sudden they came back again, and you're like, oh yeah, wait, Sean Spears did kind of attack Joey.
So Sean Spears leaves Kip alone. Kenny is about to pin Kip when Hangman just does a quick tag themselves in. Mm-hmm. Kenny's kind of confused, but doesn't care because they get the win. But you can still kind of see that he felt a little disrespected.
Yeah, and but then they shake it out.
They shake it out, but
it's a little strange. It's a little strange.
If you go back, you can see on Kenny's face, kind of okay, what the hell's going on? So Joey Janela and Sean Spears disappear. Kip and Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford had some really good spots in this.
She always finds a way to just put herself in the match, and it's never a waste. She's not like just a one-move girl. She's over there, man.
Yeah, this was a fun match.
Yeah, definitely. Which leads to a very interesting promo cut by Mrs. Brandy Rhodes, the one and only, with her Nightmare Collective, which is getting more and more interesting and a little creepy. You got over here, Awesome Kong looking like a Mandalorian with Wookiee hair strapped on her, Yeah. So, you see a new person. You see a bald head. There's a lot of buzz. Everybody first, they thought it was Dustin. We thought it was Dustin Rhodes. And if you saw his Twitter, he was just confused by it with scary face. But yeah, she basically makes fun of, takes jabs at Britt Baker and her boyfriend. We all know who that is, Adam Cole.
Takes jabs at Riho.
For not being there and not having a real actual women's champion. And then Chris saying that the door is still open for her to join the collective.
They say we're still waiting for our alien to come home.
Yeah, which I love that gimmick. I'm sorry, poster you can see behind us. Yeah, love her gimmick. But yeah. Who is that person? You guys have any thoughts? Some people are saying, was it Vampiro?
I don't know.
Gangrel, somebody said. Still looked a lot like Dustin. It's not.
Yeah,
Dustin.
But it's not Dustin because Dustin comes out and Dustin has his
hair.
Yeah,
he's still the natural. Still got his hair. But yeah, that was a pretty cool spot. She did a lot more explaining. But Brandy's, she's killing it still. I like it.
in an interview before AEW Dynamite went live, she said she's a huge horror fan, and she had some horror storylines that she was working on, and we're seeing it. We're getting that creepy vibe. People are like, oh, the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny are a cult. They're not really a cult. They're just a team.
Yeah.
Dark Order is cultish, and the Nightmare Collective is cultish. They do have two cults.
Somebody said that it's like all the emo groups came to AEW, like this Hot Topic came and just. But hey, I'm enjoying it. It's still not a bad storyline, so they can't complain about it.
I can't wait for Awesome Kong to be done with Glow, so we could start seeing her dominate.
Definitely, she looks amazing. She looks like she's ready to go. But next fight was Luchasaurus against Sammy. Yeah, it was the Spanish God. And Jericho came out at this point. Yeah. He was on commentary. They kicked out Excalibur and
Tony Schiavone.
And he was with who he called the only person that mattered, which was JR. Yeah. And that was pretty interesting.
Jake Hager was there. He put on his headset.
But didn't say anything.
Well, I mean, it was funny because Jericho would ask him a question, and before he would even get to answer, Jericho would be like, yeah, really good point. Answering pretty much for him.
And he's just straightforward. He's just funny. But I still like when he brought out the goat and he totally broke character. Like, that's probably like my best Hager moment. And then if you guys seen Being in the Inner Circle, right, when he was trying to edit their video and he was just slamming his hands and grunting. So that was pretty good.
If you guys are not following them on YouTube, you guys are missing out
a lot of their backstory, and it kind of really good lead up. I wish they would kind of integrate the little segments maybe during Dynamite. I know it's only 2 hours. I don't know if 3 would be something that they're open to doing. I know it seems a little bit too long because Raw sometimes seems a little bit too long.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what TNT has, but I know that it's going to be a little bit difficult because TNT does have the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen with everything when it comes to that. Going back to the match, of course, Luchasaurus is looking pretty good. I still feel like he's moving a little slow. I don't know if he's still hurt. I think it's because of his injury, yeah. But Sammy looked good. Sammy looked like he was getting his butt handed a little bit in the beginning. Just a little bit.
Yeah, but Sammy, you could tell he's going to be a star. Jericho even compared him to Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, a couple of times. Eddie Guerrero, who'd he say himself? And then Chris Jericho.
Yeah, so...
I think he named somebody else, but...
Yeah, it was a good match for what it was. It's set up for next week's Jungle Boy versus Jericho.
It's going to be a good one.
I think they did really good storytelling. Luchasaurus is just... He shouldn't look weak against anybody, and he didn't. He dominated the entire match.
Yeah, he really did. Then they came out, I think they interrupt the match too?
No,
they didn't?
No.
Jericho went to the ring.
Jericho and Hager ran in, but it was right after he pinned.
Right after he pinned, yeah, so he still got the win. Which brings us to the next quick little segment they did right after that, which was basically the huge announcement. I don't know if you guys probably heard that AEW is coming to C2E2 in Chicago. From Chicago, of course. We were really excited about that. Last year was just the Bucks and Kenny we had mentioned in our first video. But it looks like they're coming to Chicago with a pay-per-view, which is amazing. I thought I was going to have to wait till another All Out or All In. What is it, All Out? All Out 2? Whatever they're going to call it in September. I thought we were going to have to wait that long.
Would this stop it from having All Out in Chicago now?
I hope not. I hope not.
So Tony Khan said that every year All Out will be at the Sears Center Arena. I don't know the connection his family has with the Sears Center Arena, but they only have 4 pay-per-views a year. Would this mean that now this takes away All Out from Chicago?
Well, we don't know as far as if this is going to be a paid pay-per-view, if this is going to be like Fight for the Fallen.
No, they announced
it's paid pay-per-view? Yeah, okay, it is? Okay, dang. So if this is one of the ones that he's going to do, I mean, I don't know if they have some partnership with Repop, which does C2E2. We'll find out more in the upcoming months. Weeks. It's only 2.5 months away. But I was super excited about it. I don't know if they're going to do some sort of like StarCast. If you guys have never been to McCormick Place, it's really huge. C2E2 is one of the biggest conventions, next to Emerald City and New York Comic Con. It's going to be a very busy and congested weekend in Chicago in February. Chicago weather. So we'll see how that pans out for everybody. They might get stranded out here. You never know. The weather could be horrible.
Hopefully not.
I don't know. That'd be really cool. So they're definitely coming out here. They announced that February 29th. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we get to the last match.
The Young Bucks and the Proud and Powerful in a Texas street fight. This match was good. It was filled with spots. That's what the Young Bucks do, but it's what gets you excited. There was a lot of tables broken. There was a Cowboys helmet that Proud and Powerful spit on.
It's trash cans.
They're Giants fans.
Yeah, it was
right now the NFC East all deserve to be in a trash can anyways, but.
But this was a number one contender spot too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whoever won got to go against CU.
In the rankings, Proud and Powerful were number 1, Young Bucks were number 2. So this was just. So I don't know if you guys have figured it out. The rankings don't necessarily make you the number 1 contender. That's why next week they have Britt Baker versus Skrid Stratland for number 1 contendership, even though Sheeta is ranked number 1. So I don't know how that's all gonna play out.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they'll explain it though on Dark or something with Tony. He's usually the one breaking down the.
Yeah. So yeah, the Young Bucks take the win, which was surprising.
Man, the bruise on Matt was pretty. That cut he had, it was a very good match. I mean, I love Ortiz. The way Ortiz takes hits, the little fish move that he does when he falls down, it's pretty entertaining. I really love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the Bucks take the belt?
I don't know. I want to say they do. I didn't want them in the beginning, and I don't know if it's because it's the whole like they started helping AEW. I really wanted to see another group win, but I kind of like SU, and I think Scorpio Sky should hold it for a little bit longer just to hold the gold. They've done pretty good. I feel like they didn't really get to showcase them as a tag team a little bit. I wish they could have had more. Like I don't know. They don't really do like title matches like that. Everything's done with brackets. So maybe I'm just used to the other way organizations do it. But yeah, I mean, if the Bucks get it, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I think they need to get them.
It might put a little rift between the rest of everybody that was in the elite, like Paige and.
Well, it's just Jericho is such a huge superstar, and that's your champion. Yeah. The Bucks are huge, and I think they should have the championship. I think the belts should be on the top stars. That's why I think Riho should lose her belt, either to Britt Baker or. Chris Stratland.
Yeah, I think it would help. It would help build the storyline, whatever Brandy's end game is.
Yeah.
To have somebody that can actually play up to that. So, but yeah, that was it until Dark next week. So going on to NXT, it started off with Leo Rush and Angel Garza doing the Cruiserweight Championship match. Leo Rush is just amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know how I felt about him. If you guys know, he lost the belt.
Yeah.
And he looks amazing. The girls love Garza, whatever. But Leo really elevated that belt. He looked great. I was really glad when he went back to NXT and was given an opportunity to showcase his talents. But.
Yeah, I think Leo Rush should have kept the belt.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it was too early with Garza?
It's not about it being too early with Garza. It goes back to what I had just been saying. You gotta put the belt on your biggest stars because it makes the belt mean more. It make everybody else that's chasing the belt looks more like a contender when they're chasing somebody that's huge. Not trying to take away from Garza, he's a good wrestler, but it just felt like it was just a gimmick or a little gift for him because during the commercial break he got engaged to his fiance. But Leo Rush brought back the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Leo after this. So.
Yeah, unless they put Leo going after Strong for the North American Championship.
They could. You know, man, he does look. He's pretty small on TV, but man, he's fast.
But Leo Rush is a superstar.
Yeah, he definitely is. I hope they don't underestimate him again because he doesn't deserve that. But going on to the next.
So then we get Grimes attack Kushida because Grimes is not happy with Kushida, and then we have the Mendoza and Grimes match.
Super quick.
Yeah, Mendoza defeats Grimes, and then we get Kushida come out, and I thought this was a little hokey.
It was.
Yeah, he takes the hat from Grimes and steals it, and Grimes has Knip shit in the middle of the ring and.
I mean, he's coming out with his, Back to the Future gimmick still that worked in New Japan, and I don't know how it's gonna translate over here. He looked adorable doing it. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I have a lot hopes for him. I just don't know. I don't know. I just feel
Yeah.
like the way I feel about Shinsuke, and that's a whole different story, is how I hope they don't keep doing him and every other celebrity that comes out of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, Kushida's amazing.
Yeah.
One of the
Check him
best
out if you
junior
haven't.
IWGP junior heavyweight. He he just feels a little lost to me right now in the NXT roster.
Okay. And then we got... Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where he's going to shine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. And then we have...
Travis Banks versus Jackson Riker, who comes out with the Forgotten Sons, and Banks does a surprise win over Riker. Not sure what they're doing with this. The Forgotten Sons, I think that they should probably be the ones that challenge the Viking Raiders. they have so much talent with the Forgotten Sons that they could elevate the main roster's tag team.
Yeah, I mean, we're like, they don't have that many right now in the
No.
tag teams. Like, the Usos aren't there.
Yeah, we don't even know when the Usos will be.
Yeah,
will be allowed
I mean, you have New Day, but they're on SmackDown. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's really not too much going on in the roster as the tag team division's concerned because Rude is out. But then,
Yeah.
no, Dolph is still on SmackDown. Yeah, never mind.
So then we go, I think, to one of the best matches that
Yeah.
they had in NXT.
Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai versus Mia Yim.
Dakota's amazing. I love her. I really do love her.
Heel Dakota Kai
Yeah.
is what heel Bailey wanted to be.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then, like, when it happened, like, Twitter, like, blew up, and it was insane. But y'all I kind of felt, you guys have to admit, you felt it. You felt it happening. Because it was in that cage match, right? When they were coming out of the cages?
Oh, when Dakota Kai, it was,
Yeah.
it was, I can't think of
Survivor Series,
No.
the weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Survivor Series weekend, but it was the War Games.
The War Games, yeah. And, and when it never came out, the hesitation, I'm like, oh, there it is
Yeah.
coming. And then everybody still, like, was like, I can't believe this
Yeah.
happened. I'm like, but yeah, she's totally cool. Yeah,
So the way she wins is she exposes the turnbuckle, gets Mia Yim's head against the exposed turnbuckle, rolls her up, takes the pin. Yim gets
Yeah.
angry, attacks Dakota Kai, and they get into a really cool spot that was a little bit nasty because you guys look at it, Dakota Kai's head actually hits
bounces.
Yeah. So the spot was Yim suplexes Kim.
Yeah.
There's two tables
Two
set up.
tables.
They break one table, but Kai's head hits the other table. It doesn't break, but it just bounces. It looks really nasty.
And they replayed it like 7 times.
Yeah.
So it was like you're sitting there like, and you see people take spots, and I'm like, I'm hoping hopefully she's okay. But that looked like it actually that really hurt or really shook you up for a second. Hopefully she doesn't have a concussion or anything like that. Hopefully she's fine.
Yeah, but Dakota Kai is amazing. The funny part was that the crowd was chanting one more time, and Yim gets up, and you can see she's also hurt, and she just shakes her head and says, "You all are crazy."
Yeah.
So
And then next one, Breezango versus the Singh brothers. Of course, Breezango wins.
Really fast.
Real
match.
quick,
Yeah.
the Singh brothers, I give them credit. They're doing their thing. They're trying to stay relevant. And, of course, Breezango, they're always trying to do something weird and different coming out, different costumes. And they've always been trying to keep themselves, in people's sight line as far as that's concerned. So, yeah, quick match. Breezango, of course, wins by pinfall. Then we get to Bianca Belair defeating
Kaden Carter.
Yeah, Kaden Carter. So,
Bianca Belair's a star.
yeah, I love her.
Yeah, again, NXT has the best female roster.
And it's just, and I don't even know if they don't even have to have that much of a storyline. It's just, there's something about them. They can actually do the story better in the ring right now. So, I mean, without all the constant things that go on, on the main roster, which is nice to see. It's more fighting. They have the clever balance, I guess, where I think AEW needs to figure out that clever balance too.
Same thing with the main roster.
Main roster, stop talking.
SmackDown and
So much talking.
and Raw. Like, yeah, they just
So much.
they're focusing so much on Becky and Charlotte that they just kind of forget about their other stars.
Yeah. And lastly,
The main event, triple threat, number 1 contender, Tommaso Ciampa versus Keith Lee versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor steals the match by doing a coup de grace on Keith Lee, who had just powerbombed Ciampa, and pins Keith Lee, which I felt was... Okay, I know why Finn Balor should have won. He should have been the number one contender. Maybe they shouldn't have put Keith Lee in this match yet because
Steals his momentum a little.
Survivor Series Keith Lee was a superstar.
Yeah, that was
that
was
weekend
pretty amazing.
made him the hottest star in NXT, and to take a pinfall.
Yeah, he was everywhere. He was so hyped, so hyped up. Those highlights that he did. But I mean, come on, we all knew Finn Balor was going to come, and he was eventually going to get this shot.
Again, it just goes to like maybe don't book yourself into this corner.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point.
Well, we've reached the 30-minute mark, so we're just going to go over some quick news, and that'll be it for today's episode.
Yeah, so we'll just go over just the two top ones. If you guys probably heard or Googled it, everything since it's been happening, it seems like WWE is pulling their superstars out of all the different things that AEW is doing. So there's conventions or, type of events. If AEW is there, WWE wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I can understand that from a marketing point. They don't want to mix the two or be, associated. But I mean, they're all adults. They could still capitalize on these things, and I think it's kind of like,
I just feel,
I don't know, ill-fitting for WWE.
For me, it feels like it's a threat to the promoters. Pretty much WWE saying if you want our stars to be there,
don't pick them.
Don't get any AEW star.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what promotions and what conventions and what events decide to go on which side, and where does that leave them. I hope there's not this blacklisting thing that starts to happen.
Because I mean, C2E2 used to be able to see a lot of superstars.
A lot of Hall of Famers that would come in. A lot of the classic wrestlers. Same thing we'll see with Wizard World. That would be another test too. Wizard World always used to have a lot of WWE superstars, but yeah. And then Warrior Wrestling's coming to our part of the town, so. If you haven't checked out, you're in Chicago, definitely. It's tomorrow. It's going to have Will Ospreay from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Suzuki, of course.
Brian Cage, Rocky Romero, Holodead. There's going to be a lot.
Yeah,
it's stacked.
It is pretty stacked, and it's really cool that it's local. If you guys don't know, it's at Marion High School. So if you guys want to check that out, just go to Warrior Wrestling 7 to check it out, and hopefully we see you guys there tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for sticking with us. I hope this one seems a little bit more, a little bit less nervous and a little bit more easy on you guys. We'll get better as this keeps going. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you Saturday. We'll be recording SmackDown's results.
So then tomorrow we're gonna go to Warrior Wrestling 7, hopefully. So we won't be doing a SmackDown tomorrow. We'll have to catch up SmackDown on Saturday.
And then we'll do our TLC review maybe on Sunday if we're still feeling it, depending on how good it goes and how late it goes. Yeah. If not, we'll just do it on Monday. Yeah.
So the plan for TLC is live right after the event. But
yes, we'll see.
We'll keep you guys updated on Twitter.
All right. Thank you guys. Peace.